Virgil had, in effect, created Europe. In my view, Virgil and Augustus Caesar together created Europe. That is, they created this community that went from North Africa through Spain, Gaul, all the way up to the Rhine, and all the way east to Judea and down to Egypt, Palestine, as one Roman country, or we would say a state. This leads me to talk about the development of the pastoral tradition. And when I was in Reggio Calabria thinking about Virgil, I went back and looked at his pastoral poem. We call them the Eclogues. And the first eclogue was his expressing his thanks to his patron, whom we assume to be Octavian, later to become Caesar Augustus, because when lands were confiscated in Lombardia, his farm was exempted and he was allowed to keep his farm, and he was very grateful for this. So he wrote a poem expressing his gratitude. And so I am looking at these pastoral poems within the context of a civil war and within the context of the destruction of Rome, of the Roman Republic, and the creation of the Roman Empire. So there are several elements. That one is simply what is a pastoral poem, where we have shepherds and shepherdesses singing and playing on their pipes and sitting under shade trees. And the other is how this kind of pastoral tradition was actually, in effect, suffused with political issues, I would say political problems. So that's actually what I want to do in my seminar, is talk about the Roman politics at the end of the Republic, the beginning of the Empire, and how Virgil, as a very accomplished poet, managed to, or worked within that highly pressurized political system. So I would like to invite students to attend this seminar this summer, 5 weeks, and what I hope to be able to share is how I myself have come to think about Virgil in a new way since I was a graduate student and since I was an early in my career when I was still teaching Virgil, and showing how Virgil is having to deal with the problems of the private individual and the pressures of the state, which we are still facing today. So he's very relevant to our own condition, and that's what I hope we can share in the seminar. Please come and join me. I think it's an interesting topic. I'm fascinated with the topic. I think it's so relevant to all of our current thinking, political thinking, also our poetry, and it's just there as a kind of thread that runs all the way through poetry from Roman times. So I think it will be an interesting seminar. I'm looking forward to teaching it. I'm looking forward to you coming and joining me.